So today we are talking facial tools. A warm welcome to this week's episode of the Face Yoga Expert podcast. And I'm excited to be here with you today, especially as I'm in my bathroom. So if the sound doesn't sound quite as crisp as usual, it's because usually I'm in my podcast studio area, but I wanted to do this week's episode in the bathroom because it seemed like the perfect place to either show you the facial tools I've been using this week, if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening on any of your podcast platforms, to explain to you about them. Because they have been in my bathroom the last couple of days, I've been meaning to wash them because I've been using each of them at least twice this week. And I thought, while I'm here, why not just show you them? Now, let me explain how I use facial tools. Now, the first thing to say is I actually think our hands are the best tools for our face. I think we can do absolutely anything for our face with our hands, whether that be massaging our face, doing exercise for our face, working with acupressure, working with facial relaxation, whether we want to strengthen toner muscle, boost the circulation, help the lymphatic drainage, release stress from our face. Our hands are amazing tools. Just like when it comes to the body, if you want to do yoga or exercise, you actually just need your own body. You don't need any other equipment. However, when it comes to the face and when it comes to the body, it's nice to add some tools or other equipment. It gives you a little bit of variety. It adds a little bit of difference to what you're doing. It can up-level certain exercises and techniques as well. So think about when you do yoga. If you add a bolster or you add a block or you add a strap, it's going to either support you in that yoga pose. It's going to enable you to go deeper into it. It's going to maybe allow you to do that exercise in a slightly different way. It's going to mean that your muscles and your bones are just working in a slightly different way to what they would if you didn't use them. But you don't need them. And the same goes to the face. If you're adding a tool to your routine, it's just going to slightly adjust the way that you're working your skin. It's going to give you that little bit of variety. And actually, what I think is great about a tool, it's actually a tangible thing that you can have in your bathroom or on your dressing table or on your bedside, wherever it might be, that's actually going to remind you to work your face. Plus, I think tools are really fun, and I like how they can just work the skin in a slightly different way to the fingers. So that variation for me is really good because our faces like variation. And although I do think doing the same facial exercises and facial massage on a regular basis is so important, anything you can occasionally do just to mix it up a little bit is going to be really beneficial. Okay, so how do I use facial tools? Well, what I tend to do is I tend to use them either in the morning or after my face yoga in the evening. Now, I do all my face yoga in the evening, as many of you guys know. Now, it's not because that is the best time to do face yoga. It's just the best time for me personally. I've got 2 children. My mornings are really rushed. I like to do my face yoga in the evening when I've done my skincare, I've washed off whatever I've had in my face that day, if I've been wearing makeup or SPF, and then I apply my Fusion by Danielle Pro Lift Moisturising Serum, and then I do my face yoga. And the reason I love adding the moisturising serum before I do face yoga is it gives me that glide. It means I'm not dragging the skin. It's non-comedogenic, which means it doesn't clog my pores, but because it's made with botanical oils, it's got enough glide to be able to do my face yoga, and it has very high vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A, essential fatty acids. It's organic, accredited by the Soil Association, and it's vegan, all those good things. And it's just allowing me to either do 2 minutes of face yoga or 40 minutes of face yoga, whatever it might be. And if you've ever tried to do face yoga with a cream, you'll know that it sinks into the skin so quickly that you can't massage your face after about 5 minutes. And if you've ever tried to do face yoga with a really heavy oil, you'll notice how your skin looks really greasy or your pores get really clogged afterwards. So this is why this moisturising serum is like the perfect balance. And then that's all I'll wear then for the evening. I don't even need to add anything on. It hydrates my skin whilst I sleep. Now, once I've done my face yoga in the evening, 9 times out of 10, I will add a tool for a minute or two. Sometimes it will be more of a high-tech tool. Sometimes I use something like the LED mask, or I use a manual tool like the ones I'm going to talk to you about today. The other time I tend to use a facial tool is in the morning, and because I know I've only got a couple of minutes to do anything for my face in the morning, once I've washed it, applied my Fusion by Danielle moisturising serum, I'm then either just using my hands to do a quick massage, but mostly I will use a tool then, and I will pick according to 2 things. Number 1, what I'm energetically drawn to, so I'm really using my intuition. And number 2, what needs my skin have that day. So is my skin looking a little bit puffy? Is my skin looking a little bit dull? Does my skin need a little bit more energy that day? Is it maybe a little bit more sensitive? Whatever it might be, I then reach for my tool. I don't overthink it. I very much get drawn to one energetically and have a quick check-in with myself in a very self-appreciation way. It's never about, oh my goodness, my skin looks awful, so what can I do? It's actually about what does my skin need from me and what tool can I give it? Because as you can imagine, I've got a lot of tools, both manual ones and high-tech ones, and I couldn't use every single one every day. It would just be crazy. I would end up not doing anything but using facial tools all day. So I'm usually just using 1 tool a day, sometimes 2, and different ones different days. And I try to use a few core ones a few times a week. And actually these are the ones I'm going to show you today. They're the ones I've been using this week. I always know which ones I've been using each week because I'll then leave them in my bathroom and then I'll put them back in the drawers where I keep all my manual tools. So let's start off with the first tool that I've used this week, and I think I've used this twice so far, and that is the Rose Quartz Gua Sha. Now you can get this on my website faceyogaexpert.com and just click on the shop there and you'll see it on there. It's got free delivery around the world, and we stock these from Hey and they are beautiful quality, they are ethically sourced, and they are real crystal. And if you notice on many places, mostly Amazon, but lots of places, you can get gua shas quite cheap. But a lot of the time they are either made with crushed marble or crushed glass. And usually if they are made with any crystal, they are not made ethically. And I always think if you're going to rub something on your face, you want it to have good energy. You want it to be made ethically and you want it to be the real thing. Plus you want to invest in something you can keep for life. Once you've got this, you've got it for life. So let me talk about why I love adding this Rose Quartz Gua Sha. Now, rose quartz is very much a healing crystal. It connects to our heart chakra, so it's all about increasing our self-love. Now, energetically and according to traditional Chinese medicine, the best time to use rose quartz is in the morning. So early to mid-morning is great. And it's also a really nice tool to use if your skin feels a little bit sensitive. Maybe you have mature skin. Maybe you want a tool to recommend to someone who has younger skin or teenage skin. It's also a really nice tool for any time you feel like you need that boost of self-gratitude, self-love, and self-acceptance. So if you're feeling a little bit delicate or a little bit sensitive, then energetically, this is the crystal tool to work with. Now, each gua sha that's made from different crystals has its own energetic qualities, but they are the ones of the rose quartz gua sha. Now, in terms of how I use this, I'm working firstly down the side of my neck, then I'm working up my jawline, across my cheeks, under my eyes, between my eyebrows, across my forehead, and then I'm working down my neck again just to drain the lymph. Now I can literally do that in about 1 minute. Super quick, super easy, and instantly my skin is looking like it's got better circulation. So actually studies have shown that using a gua sha increases the circulation in our face by 400%. So instantly you're going to look more glowing. The words gua sha means scraping for redness, which sounds a little bit harsh, but the sha is the redness coming up into the face. So showing that you've got better circulation and the energy or the chi is flowing around the face more effectively. And the gua is the action you're using. So scraping, but to put that in a little bit more of a gentler term, just gently smoothing it across the face. So you're looking for a little bit of redness, a little bit of sha, but you never want to do it too deep or too hard. You never want to do it over broken skin, overactive acne, over eczema, rosacea, anything like that. I would recommend, if you do have anything like acne or rosacea or eczema or anything like that, to use a rose quartz gua sha, to keep it in the fridge and just simply place it flat over the affected areas. So you're not massaging or scraping with it, you're simply applying it flat. You've got that coolness of the rose quartz crystal, and if it's been in the fridge, it's got that extra coolness, so it's taking down the inflammation, but you're then also getting those lovely crystal healing benefits, and that's going to help to soothe the skin. It's going to help the life force energy to flow more effectively around the skin as well. I love, if you are doing the lifting and sculpting action with this, how it makes the face look more lifted. It's very good for smoothing any lines, particularly any expression lines around the forehead area. It works beautifully with. Very good for reducing puffiness under your eyes as well. So love this tool, been using it really regularly. Head to my website, faceyogaexpert.com, and go to the shop. I'll also put the link in the show notes for you as well, but head there. A great investment, one you can use in the morning every single day if you like, or a few times a week like I do. Okay, so the next tool is a facial cup. Now this facial cup is from the facialcuppingexpert.com, and some of you may know Sakina, who makes these, and she is excellent and knows so much about traditional Chinese medicine and particularly about facial cupping. Now if you'd like a discount off this one, you just use the code FACEYOGAEXPERT, all one word, all capital letters, and that code is going to give you 10% off. Again, she always gets them ethically made. It's so nice to buy from a small business, and particularly from an expert who knows a lot about facial cupping. So I use this facial cup, again, probably 2 to 3 times a week. It really does vary. I'll use it every week, sometimes more than that, sometimes less than that. And what I love about a facial cup is how it instantly lifts my skin. So I like using this size facial cup, which is the larger facial cup, for my cheek area and actually working upwards and outwards, really sculpting that area. I also really like it to do flash cupping, which is where you squeeze and you pull off down the neck area and then along the collarbone. So that's really helping with lymphatic drainage. It's really good for using between the eyebrows as well. I love working upwards and outwards with that. So I notice straight away my skin looks more glowing afterwards and also reduces those little fine lines. Now, if you want proper tutorials on how to use this tool, if you haven't already got it, grab my morning, noon and night facial workouts course. Now, it's only £31 and you get lifetime access for that one-off fee, and you're getting 3 25-minute face workouts. So you're getting a morning one, you're getting a lunchtime or middle of the day one, and then you're getting an evening routine as well. And then you've got bonus classes in there. You've got 4 bonus classes, and one of the bonus classes will show you how to use this facial cup, and it's a full tutorial that you can just put on every time you use the facial cup and follow along with. So it's nice and relaxing, it's got the music, it takes you through step by step. So for £31 get all of that access, and you can have it on our lovely online platform which is called Kajabi. So you just get a login, and then you've got your course there along with any other courses that you've purchased from me before, and then you can just click on the video for any of the face workouts and any of the tool workouts as well. So a great one on there for this facial cup. But facial cup I've only been using a couple of years, but I really love it. So don't forget to use the code FACEYOGAEXPERT and then go to the Facial Cupping Experts website for 10% off. And talking about my morning, noon and night facial workouts course, another one of the bonus videos on there, which guides you through a full tutorial, is how to use a Kansa wand. Now, I've used this Kansa wand just once this week actually, and I get this from Maoli Rituals. Now, just use the code Danielle15. So that's Danielle with a capital D and then all the rest in lowercase and then the number 15, and you'll get 15% off at Maoli Rituals. And they've got some lovely Kansa wands on there. And I've got one of their other versions, which is just the bigger dome at the top. But the one I've been using this week is the one with the bigger dome one side. And then the other end of the tool, you've got a smaller dome. And that dome is great for underneath the eyes. So I love using this after I've applied my Fusion by Danielle Moisturising Serum, because you need glide with this tool. And by the way, you need glide with your Gua Sha and with your facial cup as well. And then I glide this over my skin. I start by going downwards on my neck for the lymphatic drainage. Then I go upwards and outwards. And this is an Ayurvedic tool. And what is recommended with this tool is to actually work on your acupressure points, or in Ayurveda, they're called mama points, and place the tool on those points and do little circular actions. And by doing that little circular action, you're stimulating those points, which is having lots of lovely wellness. I love how the metal on this is naturally cool, so it's very good for taking down any puffiness or inflammation in my skin. I also find if my skin's feeling a little bit sensitive, or I don't want anything too harsh on my skin, then I find that using the Kansa wand's amazing. So I will put the link for the morning, noon and night facial course in the show notes, because that is going to be a great way for you to learn how to use all these tools I'm talking about, but also getting those, of course, morning, noon and night facial workouts. And the final tool I've been using this week is a little dome from Almora Botanica. Now, I'm afraid I don't have a discount code for this one, but head to the Almora Botanica website and you will see it on there. And I've been using the Jade crystal dome, and it's a little dome. If you're listening to this rather than watching it, I'll describe it to you. It's a little dome of jade crystal. It's a slightly bigger dome at one end and a slightly smaller dome the other end. And you simply work over your skin, massaging it gently. I love how naturally cooling jade is. Jade is such a healing crystal. It's a wonderful crystal for helping your skin to look more glowing. It's a good crystal to use at any point in the day as well. So whereas the rose quartz, I would say, stick more to morning, jade you could use any point in your day. And I love this as well, because you don't need to think too much about it. You can just grab it, you can just move it over your face, and actually just straight away boost that circulation, but gets those lovely healing benefits of that jade known as the master healer crystal. So a beautiful one to add to your routine. So there we have it. They are the 4 tools that I've been using this week. Hope you found this helpful. Hope you haven't minded the sound of it being in my bathroom. Please do rate and review if you're listening to this on the podcast. So it means so much if you just go to the stars, particularly if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, and just click 5 on there. It will literally take 2 seconds, but it means that this podcast will then be shown to more people. And also, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Face Yoga Expert. Give it a thumbs up if you like this week's episode, and leave in the comments as well what you thought about this episode. And you can tag me at Face Yoga Expert if you use any of these tools yourself. I would love to see them. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.